Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 790th day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. Russia has lost approximately 461,940 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war, the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces reported. The number, which has not been independently verified, includes 880 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 1 tank, 12 armored combat vehicles, 43 artillery systems, 2 multiple launch rocket systems, 2 air defense systems, 32 drones, 47 vehicles and 8 pieces of special equipment. The UK is providing £500 million in additional military funding to support Ukraine and its largest ever package of equipment, which includes 60 boats including offshore raiding craft, rigid raiding craft and dive boats, as well as maritime guns. More than 1,600 strike and air defense missiles, as well as additional Storm Shadow long-range precision-guided missiles. More than 400 vehicles, including 160 protected mobility Husky vehicles, 162 armored vehicles and 78 all-terrain vehicles. Nearly 4 million rounds of small arms ammunition. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. There were 60 combat engagements. The enemy launched a total of 4 missile and 60 air strikes, carried out 46 multiple launch rocket system attacks on positions of Ukrainian troops and various settlements. The Ukrainian Air Force launched air strikes on 15 concentrations of troops. The Ukrainian missile forces hit 1 drone ground control station, 1 air defense system, 1 concentration of troops and 1 other important target of the Russian occupiers. In its latest intelligence update, the UK's Ministry of Defence reports. The independent Russian media group Mediazona reported that in March 2024, a record number of 684 Russian soldiers were convicted of desertion by military courts. This brings the total number of desertion cases to 7,400 since the partial mobilization in September 2022. The Moscow area has the highest number of desertion cases at 496. While some soldiers are given suspended sentences and sent back to fight, asylum requests from Russians avoiding military service in Western nations have also reached record highs. The report further highlights that soldiers, including those forcibly recruited, are required to serve indefinitely. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu highlighted ongoing Russian offensive operations near Chasiv Yar, Avdiivka, and Donetsk City and announced Russia's intent to intensify its strike campaign to disrupt Ukrainian logistics. Shoigu also discussed ongoing Russian military reforms during his April 23 Mot Collegium address, cloaking ongoing expansion efforts in an information operation meant to falsely frame all Russian military activity as inherently defensive and responsive to supposed NATO aggression. Iranian Supreme National Security Council Secretary Ali Akbar Ahmedian traveled to St. Petersburg on April 23 to attend the 12th Russian International Security Summit. The Chechen Republic appears to be trying to align itself more closely with Iran over the backdrop of intensifying bilateral security cooperation between Russia and Iran. United Kingdom Prime Minister Rishi Sunak announced the UK's largest ever package of military assistance to Ukraine valued at £500 million on April 23. Moldovan authorities confiscated over $1 million from Kremlin-linked Moldovan opposition politicians at the Chisinau airport on the night of April 22 to 23, and the opposition politicians likely intended to use to bribe protesters and voters. Russian federal censor Roskomnadzor is blocking 150 virtual private network services in Russia, another step in the Kremlin's efforts to further censor and control the Russian information space. Ukrainian drone strikes and recent flooding in Russia have reportedly brought weekly Russian oil refining to an 11-month low, although the decrease in refining output has so far been marginal. Prominent Russian mill bloggers continue to complain about the ineffectiveness of Russian drones on the battlefield. Ukrainian forces recently advanced near Chasiv Yar and Russian forces recently advanced near Donetsk City. Firstly, he spoke about Ukraine receiving a new military package from the UK worth £500 million. He discussed with Prime Minister Sunak the preparation of the first Global Peace Summit. Secondly, he thanked all the warriors, all the volunteers who support Ukraine's defense, and everyone who implements new technologies in the Ukrainian army. Lastly, he took the opportunity to thank Denmark, as the Danish Minister for Industry, Business and Financial Affairs was on his visit to Ukraine. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.